Good day, people of YouTube. Astronaut Fisherman here. So today is about a realistic guide to choosing a degree, choosing a university, choosing to like and subscribe. I was going to call this video a dumbasser's guide to university, but I thought there might be some media students watching and I didn't want to offend anyone. Straight off the bat, this video isn't for you guys choosing medicine or some of the harder science degrees. I'm guessing you've known for a while what you're doing, and regardless of where you end up, you're going to be doing a shitload of work. But for everybody else, it's that time of year when you start to hear, "Oh my god, I want to go into higher education, but I don't know which course to do. I don't know which university to go to." Calm down, Spaz. It's really not that difficult. But UCAS and university prospectuses are so daunting. Well, not really. They're pretty much full of shit. Education is so simple. You do your GCSEs to get onto your A-levels, at which point the GCSEs become obsolete. You do your A-levels to get onto the degree that you want to do, at which point the A-levels become obsolete. A degree is no different. It's just a stepping stone to getting the job that you want. At which point it becomes all about experience, or rather, networking. Most employers now ask for 2-1s and above. If you're looking for a first, then this is not the video for you. I'm talking about getting a solid 2-1 in a solid subject from an excellent university. Geography, business, history, even maths and chemistry, depending on your aptitude when you enroll, a 2-1 is so achievable. Anything less, and I'm sorry to tell you, but you're probably not a scholar. Or, junior time at university, you just did too much. And by too much, yes, I mean drugs, alcohol, and above. Firstly, you need to choose a degree. Pretty simple. Look at what A-levels you're doing, think about your hobbies and interests, and pick accordingly. A-levels are pretty solid. Yes, there's some bullshit A-levels, but generally they're generic topics that are used throughout the world. However, the same can't be said for degree titles. Pick an actual degree. Don't be the idiot doing the David Beckham degree. Well, unless you want to learn how to be filthy rich without having any personality at all. In which case, I recommend you do a law degree. A doctorate of philosophy in ufology. A degree in UFOs. Now talk about crazy talk.
Wow, winning.
Saying that, we do have something similar in the UK, but we call it our experimental education.
Duh, winning.
Okay, so some actual real degrees to stay away from. Art history. 3 years to qualify for a job that immediately you are less qualified to do than an actual artist. You're basically trained to be a pedantic wanger. Just do a fine art degree and put your money where your mouth is. History. I love history. Notoriously a difficult degree to get onto and ultimately very few jobs. 500 words on the mistresses of Charles II is not going to pay for your groceries. Actually, a friend of mine at university stayed on and did a PhD in history in Roman weaponry, and his thesis was on whether or not Romans held their shields with a horizontal strap or a vertical strap. Bearing in mind that the correct name for a Roman shield is a scotum, this guy spent 4 years studying how Romans held their scotums.
Ha! Gay!
And guys, no BTEC degrees. Leisure and tourism is not a degree. You can tell yourself that it is, but it's not.
Mr. Murphy, what exactly attracts you to the leisure industry? In a word, pleasure. It's like my pleasure and other people's leisure.
And finally, just a little heads up, you will regularly see this typo on your UCAS form if you come across BA Hons Religious Studies. If you just pop a little line through it and write underneath Creative Writing and Classic Literature.
Damn, that just made me snap, yo!
I wouldn't want anyone to be misled. So you've picked your course, now you've got to pick an actual university. Firstly, move away from home. The people at university having the least amount of fun are the people still at home. There's nothing worse than becoming independent and then your mum asking, "Have you got your key, son?" every time you leave the house. You can't go wrong with red brick universities. Manchester, Liverpool, Bristol, etc. Great universities in great cities. The bigger the city, the bigger the party, the more mistakes you can make. as opposed to going to a smaller university in the middle of nowhere, such as Lincoln. The problem is that if you make a massive dick out of yourself in front of everyone in the first week, and you will, just remember you're going to see those same people every day for the next 3 years. However, it does make it easier to inform sexual partners that they might need a trip to the clinic. Polytechnics. We're now talking old school. So polytechnic is what they used to call universities that were basically not good enough to be proper universities. We're talking your Hallam's, your Brookes, your Metropolitans. Be aware, ex-polytechnics do tend to enrol some full retards. A polytechnic social is pretty much 40% Geordie Shore, 40%, oh my god, I'm at university, I must be so intelligent, and 20%, I'm dealing exclusively to students, I might as well get a degree while I'm here. But seriously, the ex-polytechnics are often great for specialist subjects. A great example of this is if somebody tells you that they go to Sunderland University, you're immediately going to think, that's pretty shit, mate. But if somebody says, I'm doing computing at Sunderland University, you're going to think, oh, that's really good. I hear they've got some amazing computer programs. Or alternatively, if somebody says, I'm a virgin and I'm studying at Sunderland University, you're going to think, fair play, way to stack the deck, mate. University, of course, is whatever you make of it. Unless you're thinking of going to Durham. In which case, just know. Durham is a beautiful city, but its student population is full of Oxford and Cambridge rejects. Posh private school wankers whose dream it was to go to Oxford and Cambridge until they failed. So I live quite close to Durham, and a few months ago I was in a coffee shop, trying my best not to eavesdrop the table next to us. But there was 3 female students having a debate on whether or not to go out on the night. It was a Tuesday night, big student night, perfect opportunity to get on it. But their concern was that they had lectures at 9 o'clock the following day, which is fair enough. So anyway, they went back and forth debating whether or not to go out. As the conversation unfolded, they were actually debating on whether or not to go and watch an England versus Slovenia in a World Cup qualifier with some guys from their course. The moral of the story being, if you're the type of person that cannot go to a pub and watch a football game that finishes at 9:45 at night and then not make a 9 o'clock lecture the next day, then Durham is definitely the university for you. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I'm going to probably do a follow-up video where I discuss university workloads, exams and essays, and maybe I'll give you some actual advice from my time as a student.